So anyway, the point being
Nate,
is
you and
he
I
did
were,
a
like,
ranking of
on it
every
for a
shonen
second.
anime.
Just on your screen. Yeah,
He
he ranked every shonen, everything's mid.
Except he got to the point where he was like, oh shit's not peak mid, it's like less than peak mid, but it's not good enough to be true mid. Because like he was like of course the controversial opinions being like, nope, Dragon Ball is just true mid. It's just straight
controversial controversial opinion. No. Here's the thing. Listen, I love Dragon Ball. I watched it growing up, not all of it at all in any capacity, just in bits and pieces. And then I went back and watched all of it, and I love it, and it's very close to my heart. I love Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Super. I haven't seen the original Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball GT doesn't exist whatsoever. But it's not a good show.
Yeah.
It is bad. It is not good. It's not well written. It's not, nobody's fucking looking at this like, yes, this is fucking amazing. The battle scenes are most of the time,
I want everyone listening,
3 frames
because
per
we're
second.
cold opening this shit. I want everyone to know that Nate did like the monocle thing when he said peering into this thing. And welcome to Studio Blank. This week's episode is brought to you by Nate making great physical commentary like an Italian, except nobody in the audio only can see it. So we're having a great time. What's up?
So I'm talking about Dragon Ball. It's nobody's looking into this show and being like, oh my God, that time where Goku screamed for 3 episodes and his hair changed color. Fucking mind boggling. Like, no, it's flashy and it's fun and we like the characters and that's why we stick around to with it. But it's not like objectively good.
Yeah.
And that you can say that about a lot of anime. I'm sorry, weebs, but a lot of anime doesn't hold up under scrutiny, but it's fun and it's pretty, which is why we love it.
So
These are facts.
I'm just going to say for episode 79, everybody, as you join us, because I think it's the first time we've ever done a cold open. Because I mean, do you want me to say the opening like I normally do? Is it like tradition at this point that I have to?
I'll
do it soft. I'll do it soft.
2 weeks
like,
ago,
what's up?
I did
Welcome to Studio. What's up? Welcome to Studio Blank, the anime and manga podcast where you can find all your news, views, and reviews on all things weeb every single week. I'm Paul.
I'm Nate.
You just heard Nate, and then there's Tim. Say hi, Tim.
Hello.
I just want them to be able to know your voice on audio, but if they're listening to us, they probably know it already. So what's up? That's your lovely cold open for the week because I felt like we had to do it.
Listen, I was ranting.
Shonen is just mid tier. It's everybody knows it. It's a true fact, but what we enjoy are mid tier. And so,
Paul, I need you to know the big theme for the past few weeks while you've been gone is Nate ranting for 20 minutes, Tim going, "Yeah, sounds about right," and then us moving on to the next topic. So
that's pretty accurate.
I just. But that's
honestly
just like who Tim is a person right now. Is he's just like, I'm tired.
Tim will
Great
egg
opinion.
me on.
Let's
like,
go.
If he sees me slowing down, he'll be like, yeah, but what about this? And then I'll just keep going.
I did.
I'm like a fucking train and he's my conductor.
Talk to anyone?
I've been very tired lately. I work nights on Uber, and so I was just kind of like, Nate has opinions that Nate wants to get out. Let's just guide the bus.
Granted, it was the JoJo's episode, so
I was gonna say you were just Tim's stan in regards to anime. He's just like, go.
I'm his anime commentary.
You can fight
stan.
Netflix this week.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So real quick, like just to finish out the conversation that we had at the beginning of this. Garnt, if you don't know who Garnt is, that's Giguk. Giguk put out a shonen tier listing, and Dragon Ball was true mid. So was what else? JoJo's. I think JoJo's season 4 was true mid, like good mid, but like true mid, or it was season 3 or season 4. I can't remember. One of the two.
Season 3 is true mid. Season 4 is good.
3.
Listen, there's 39
like
chapters, so give me a second. Hold on. I'm gonna go to each JoJo's.
Season 1 is like not even into mid. Season 1 is actually just straight bad. Season 2 is above mid. Season 3 mid. Season 4 top mid. Season 5 above mid.
So real quick, he put Phantom Blood in
season
below
6 horny mid.
Yeah.
He put season 2 in above mid.
What did I just say?
Tendency. Yeah, he put that above mid. True mid was JoJo's season 1, so Phantom Blood was season 1.
It's way worse than that.
Listen, but you
just said he put Phantom Blood in below mid because that's where it belongs.
Yes.
Then you just
it
said
does not
that
belong
Phantom
in
Blood
mid.
was in true mid.
Oh,
you meant
true mid.
Stardust Crusaders.
I'm finding Stardust Crusaders. Hold on, it's in another. another tier. Hold on. Anyway, the point being is Gigguk did this, and it's honestly solid.
It's very
because
funny.
he goes through all of the chapters for everything. My Hero Academia, true mid, and that is an honest opinion, and I agree with said opinion.
So
we
accurate.
can keep that here.
Listen, it swept the nation because everyone was into superheroes at the same time that anime started getting interesting to everybody. Like,
well, I mean, so his commentary was that you basically stopped hearing about it after United States of Smash.
You did, yeah. No, oh my God, he's right. That's absolutely right. I stopped giving a shit after that.
Yeah, because United States of Smash was so fucking awesome, and then the rest of it has been.
Now, granted,
mid.
where we are in the manga blows
Where we are in
everything
the
else from
manga
My Hero
is
out of the
not
water.
mid.
Like, so
Considering
we'll see how it
I've
happens.
heard that they've ruined the most recent season and the one coming up people don't have high hopes for because of the way the last season was done, I'm not sure
See,
how
I'm
that's
fine
going
talking
to go.
about the anime. I'm fine talking about the anime like that, but the manga is honestly some really, really good content. I won't say it's like god tier. I won't
Paul
say it's
thinks
legendary.
out of mid.
No, I think
all
it's just
shonen is
above mid.
It's just above
It is just
mid.
above mid. It is like somewhere between like above mid and like a high tier mid content. Like that's really what it is.
Yeah.
All right. So
But that's just the
so-
manga.
so
The
just for final
the anime
context
is
real quick,
true
too.
mid or below. There is nothing else.
Just for final context, at the very end, the only stuff that is actually at like S tier is Hunter x Hunter,
Yeah.
Slam Dunk,
Okay.
One Piece. Let me find this because
Okay.
there's a fourth one. I gotta find this because he put everything into one giant chunk. Where is this? Like Yu Yu Hakusho's high mid, Demon Slayer's high mid. Oh, peak mid. Yujo no Ippo.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Is in peak mid. So it's literally One Piece, Hunter x Hunter, Slam Dunk, and Yuju no Ippo, and that's it. And then you have high mid because he had to create another tier for it that includes like Naruto, 3 seasons of JoJo's, Ace of the Diamond,
which
Haikyuu, Demon
JoJo's
Slayer.
seasons, really quick? Is it 2, 4, and 5?
I actually
Probably.
don't know because I don't know the covers that well.
Paul, send me a screenshot of it on Discord right now, and I'll
It's
tell you.
one's pink hair. I think it's Jotaro.
None of them.
No.
Just-
Pink suit, white, blonde hair.
Pink suit.
Green-
That's
green
Giorno.
people around.
That's part
Giorno?
5.
That's Giorno, so that's 4.
Part 5, and then blue suit.
The Pompadour.
Yes, blue suit Pompadour.
That is part 4.
So it's
Diamond is
part 4, part
Unbreakable.
5, and part 6, I think. No,
What-
there's no part 6. That's the one below. Pink is in
Pink is part 5.
above mid. Yeah, so it's okay. No, like full pink, like pink hair.
I think it might just be it's just part 2 recolored.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
So
just
probably
part 2 recolored.
Part 2 is
All
above
it-
mid. Yeah.
That's probably what it
and
is.
then Kuroko's is in there, and he has Jujutsu Kaisen in above mid, but not high mid.
No, I can accept that.
And I can
I can
accept that.
accept that.
I'm gonna be real with you, Paul. Jujutsu Kaisen is a mid fucking story with amazing animation.
That's fair.
Yeah. JJ
That is
JJK's
like
anime
the same
is
thing with
pretty,
Demon Slayer too. Is like the animation is carrying it way more than it would have otherwise,
I would
and
agree.
that's fine. Because the show is the sum of its wholes, and the animation is a very, very important part of that.
Yeah,
like,
I would
that
just
is-
say
like it could tell a great story and be terrible to look at. It would be sufferable. Like it would be suffering to get through it. Demon
I
Slayer and
just,
JJK
I'm
have-
partial after reading through manga though at this point, I think too, which is part of my problem. Because when he put Haikyuu in above but not S tier, because he like had it hovering on S tier and then he took it out because of the season 4, and I was like, okay, but like
which is fair.
Which-
That's so facts.
absolutely fair. But like if you read the manga, you're like, okay, no, story's dope. Like gonna be S tier. Like much like when you read JJK and you're like, yep, Shibuya S tier. Like you can talk about
Shibuya
part 1
is
being
an
mid,
S-tier arc.
but Shibuya S tier. So that's the other thing about arcs too.
S-tier arc.
Yeah. So anyway,
Anyway,
let's hop into this week's news because there was a
News.
lot of cool stuff this week. Tim,
Okay.
if you want to hit it,
So we're
All
10
right,
minutes in.
I mean that's fine. Nobody cares. It's
We're
enjoyable.
getting our first volume of Berserk since Miura Senpai's passing in November.
Yeah.
So it has been a long 4 months,
Yeah.
but we're finally getting it. The 41st volume, and it goes on sale in English on the 9th digitally and in bookstores on the 22nd of November. It's the first volume we've gotten in 3 years of Berserk, and I am so fucking excited.
And it's the last volume of Berserk.
It is.
Yeah, they stated it's the finale.
Yep.
That just means that now I can buy a Berserk box set.
It does. I mean, I want to get one for sure.
It's one of those things that even if you are not like the most dedicated Berserk fan, like the effects of Berserk, I mean, we said this when he passed, like the effects of Berserk are far outlasting and will far outlive his work. You know,
do you want to know what game was made as a direct influence of the Berserk anime and manga?
Wasn't
I don't know, maybe
Demon Souls?
Demon Souls, yes.
I was about to say, because Demon Souls came before Dark Souls.
Yes, Demon Souls was the original one that he was able to make whatever game he wanted. And then he made Dark Souls based even more off of it. And if you go into Elden Ring, the Great Sword has actually been changed to be Guts' sword.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of monuments with Guts' sword around the world. They're all the different people, but you can definitely tell where it sprung from.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's going to be weird having people not growing up knowing about like Berserk as well as we grew up with Berserk. You know what I mean?
Grow up with Berserk, if I'm honest.
Well, yes, but like it was still kind of present in media, if that makes sense. At least for me. So I'm excited to.
Yeah, I was introduced to Berserk way later in my weeb career than I probably should have been, but
Me
that's
too,
okay.
absolutely. Yeah,
that's fair.
But yeah,
I was briefly introduced around the time I was watching Inuyasha, which was probably about 12 to 13.
And
around that time,
like 17.
Yeah, because I was watching it and going to my local library, going through, because I was reading through Dragon Ball, Naruto, and Inuyasha at my local library, and they had Berserk. I was
like, actually went to the library. That's crazy.
Yeah, we frequented the library, actually, 2 of them specifically, but so yeah,
all right.
That one final novel, one final
volume.
Hurrah! Yeah.
Tim, what else we got?
So we have Made in Abyss coming back.
Yes,
I forgot about
Made in
that.
Abyss season 2 in July.
Yes,
this is the first time we've gotten Made in Abyss anime content in over 5 years. I'm so excited.
Man, guys,
I love Made in Abyss.
I don't think
it's absolutely
I don't think
beautiful.
I've seen it still, if we're honest.
God damn it, Paul.
Just want to point out, I wasn't even streaming when Made in Abyss came out.
I had just started
just
streaming when Made in Abyss came out.
I just started streaming when Made in Abyss came out. Like, holy shit. Wasn't that in 2016?
It finished up in late 2017.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
So yeah, Made in Abyss season 2. Poggers.
It's
I've been trying to get a hold of good paper copies of the manga, but I haven't been able to finance that and all of the other things that I want to do. So, oh well.
Like
maybe
live.
next time.
Like living, that's important.
It's my favorite financial expenditure.
Breathing.
Anyway, let's keep rolling because there's a bunch of cool stuff that I want to talk to.
We're getting another episode of Tonikawa.
Yes, of course we are.
On Crunchy.
Isn't it an OVA?
Yeah, it's the OVA episode. We're finally getting it. But we are getting a second season.
Oh.
We don't have a release date for the second season.
That's upsetting.
I don't think so.
But we know that we're getting one.
Yes, they have announced
That's
that.
important because it's super good.
Yeah, we always love it when people announce that we're getting new seasons of stuff, right, everybody?
100%.
He said with no foreshadowing.
Can we save the sass?
That is our last piece of news. Don't worry.
Oh no, there's 2 more.
No, he was saying that piece of news.
I'm saying that will be our last.
Oh yes, the specific one that the title is based on is the last piece. So my next life as a villainess, all routes lead to doom. We have a 2023 opening. We have a visual, and it's fucking adorable. I would screen share, but it would fuck up the stream.
Tim, is this season
Sad.
3 of My Next Life?
So this is a movie, and I
Okay.
think this is the end.
See,
But I
I'm
could
happy
be
with
wrong.
that though.
Um, Yes,
I'm
so-
happy with that though. Mostly because like we talked about this previously. Season 2 felt like it didn't know where it wanted to go compared to season 1.
I don't think that's true at all. Season 2 felt very grounded.
I haven't finished season 2. I have no strong opinions on this. Continue.
Okay.
We'll
Leave it be for now.
Paul backing
just
off
felt-
as soon as he has any level of resistance. Tim, press for the kill.
I was gonna say, like,
It's
it
just
very
one of
much
those-
told
yeah.
it told the story of where things were going next. They were graduating from the academy, and there was more hijinks. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
pretty much season 1, but with an end goal of, hey, if you graduate, you're definitely way less likely to die.
That's fair. Season 1 had such a clear
objective.
facing objective that season 2 felt less directed, and that's why I'm not saying it's like necessarily in a bad way. You know what I mean? It's just
You're giving me the same vibes as someone who watched both the first and second half of Sword Art Online back to back.
yeah.
Where it's like the first half, you had a very clearly outlined goal. And then once they moved past that, the world is clearly still living, but what do they do next? And just
Yeah.
because you don't know where that end goal is going to be, it feels aimless to you. But the problem is that in most other stories, you're not getting that end goal until way later on. Versus My Next Life as a Villainess, you're absolutely right. The context of the story gave it that from the first episode, you know exactly what the goal is to the end point.
Exactly.
Yeah, the goal is to not get deaded.
And then I guess I'm assuming it felt like she was kind of floundering because there was no clear delineation of what the fuck is going on after the game ends.
It's not necessarily that it's floundering, right? It just feels almost, I guess I'll say it this way. It almost feels like each episode is almost kind of self-contained in some way. Like
There is
they're
a small overarching story, but it's
exactly,
more
but you get
of
my
a
point.
hijinks season.
It's like boop, problem, boop, problem, boop, problem.
That makes sense.
As opposed to, oh God, like in this progression to get to the end where because you know the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just one of those things where I felt like there was less direction, so I think I enjoyed it less.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I'm not taking any of this as a bad thing. I'm just trying to prod and figure out what you're feeling.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, with that explanation, I completely can I can understand where you're at, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
To view it that way, that's fine. I was gonna say, I was like, otherwise, it felt very grounded, and like there was a direction. It just might not have been as obvious.
Yeah.
It might have been
But
like
you know what does
Weast,
have
but
obvious
it was
direction?
a direction.
Yes.
What direction?
So, Weast. Anyway,
How about Tatsuki Fujimoto releasing a 200-page one-shot?
200-page
on
manga?
Yeah. On the 11th. On the
Hey,
Shonen Jump Plus app.
Tim, can you give me an average of how many pages are in a manga chapter?
Chapter.
So 14.
Depending on the manga, so if it's a weekly release, you're going to average about 20 pages. If it's a bi-weekly release or a monthly release, you'll probably average somewhere between 40 and 60. This is 200 pages.
Yeah, no, that's stacking up with about what I'm thinking. So like for context, if you were to put this into like an anime, you might be able to put this as a 3 to 7 episode, depending on how dense the content is.
Or one movie.
Yeah.
I'm comparing it to anime episodes. But yeah, that's impressive. That's a lot.
Yeah. Do we know what it's about?
Yeah, it comes out on the 11th.
Yeah. What's it about?
And we have
What
nothing
is it
else
about?
for it.
Oh, nothing
We
else.
have
Just
nothing else for it.
Oh, that's what I was saying. I was like, do we know what it's
we don't
about?
have a
It's like-
name or anything.
No.
I would have expected at least a name to go along with the authors, but now I'm very intrigued.
Because here's the thing
What-
is, this
who's-
is
what's
not
this
the
author
first
do?
one that Fujimoto has released since Chainsaw Man has ended.
Okay, it is Chainsaw. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Fujimoto did a 140-page one called Look Back on called Look Back. That's also on Jump Plus. That one came out in 2021 in July.
Good Lord.
And I don't know. I wanted to read Look Back. I just didn't sit down and do it. So I'm going to go do that now in preparation because I have a flight to take on Thursday. So
yeah, I hope you don't get grounded.
I hope not.
That was a great time this weekend. There were 4,700 flights grounded, by the way, just across the entire United States this weekend.
How many people did we personally know who were grounded?
I knew 6.
I knew at least 3.
I think I knew 3.
Yeah,
but like
total of 9 then. Well, no, take out 2 of them because I knew 2 of the ones that you knew. So like, still like 7.
Listen, there was weather was crazy.
It was a non-zero number.
It was a non-zero number.
I was able to ask, and we all had a number higher than 1 and higher than 2, which is bad. Yeah. So,
but anyway, to the rest of the point though, like, I am always excited about one shots. Always. Burn the Witch, one shot.
No. You want to hear my take on one shots?
Okay.
They suck.
Really?
And they suck for one reason. Because if the one shot doesn't get enough attention, nothing ever comes of it. And sometimes there's really great one shots that I'm like, oh, I would pay infinite amounts of money and time and my body to get more of, and I never get them.
Some author put out a really cool one shot a few years ago and ended up serializing it into an anime. It was something like Jujutsu Kaisen
Zero?
Z?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But that's my point.
Yeah,
it's like,
no, like that was a one shot.
Yeah, Zero was a 4-chapter one shot basically.
And it blew up. And then he was like, well, I guess I'm going to do more. And then did. And now not only has he turned that series into a serialized manga and anime that people are fucking loving. It's at the top of the game right now. He also was able to go back and get that one shot animated into a movie, which is exploding. Like, it's got 30 million now this
Tim's
weekend?
seen it sound.
It made.
Nate, have you finally seen it?
30 million this
I
weekend.
haven't. Did it beat Morbius at the box office?
God, yes.
It slapped it up and clapped it up.
It's
and
not even close as far as I'm aware. It's not even close.
I mean, listen, it's not so much. If it was always a judge on content, then yeah, but I was going more on the judge of advertising. I was wondering if they were still going strong enough to beat Morbius.
So for anybody who wants to hear anything about Morbius, go ahead and watch the latest episode comics that came out this Saturday.
Yes.
It should be available now.
They do it. It is definitely available now. I posted it. I swear.
Yep. What I'm going to say is, if you saw the trailer, you saw the movie.
No, even better. Like, if you saw the trailer, you saw part of the post-credit scene. Like, side tangent here. We'll take another Marvel tangent later, but a more positive one. Morbius is just a mess. It's so bad that Sony executives were releasing and leaking the end credits scene 2 weeks before the movie came out to try to garner more interest. Only because the end credits scene, and leave if you don't want spoilers. Also, if you don't want spoilers because you genuinely care about this movie, find a new fan base. But like, they just bring in characters from Spider-Man and are like, look, it's the multiverse. You want to go to the MCU? And Jared Leto's like, oh boy, do I. And then Kevin Feige's on the other side bitch slapping him. So
random bullshit, go.
So here's what I'll say about this. And then we can move on to the topic for today. Sony needs to get out of their own way. I get that you tasted the Marvel money with Spider-Man, but please, for the love of God, let Marvel do the things that they do best, and you just hold on to some of the money and the rights. That's all I ask. Because otherwise, we're going to get this shit.
And it's really...
like this shit, and Venom shit, and Carnage shit, and it's shit.
I want to say, hearing Frank and Matt talk about Morbius as a character and how important he is to Spider-Man and how he is a massive character, but
him and Vulture are two of the primary Star Wars, almost like they're not villains, but they're not really anti-heroes either. They're like people stuck in circumstances, basically. And like, as they point out during the episode, like specifically Morbius is this like Peter sees himself because it's what could have happened to him had he been in a little bit different of a circumstance. That's really it. And so Peter has, anyway, you get, it's just a whole thing where you're like, God damn it, why can't you get the one person that's going to make the rest of the entire series even better? And then you bastardize it so bad, we're not going to see him for another 10 years.
He's just going to get recast.
And I would like to point out, it's not even necessarily Jared Leto's fault.
Listen, I think that the man is as mid can be.
With what he was given.
Did you see how bad the special effects were? All the special effects you see in the entire trailers are as good as it gets, apparently.
It's probably better than Black Widow, though.
Okay, but I'm sorry, we're not.
It's not a high bar to clear.
The bar is on the ground then.
And there they are, limbo dancing with the devil.
At least it's not Aquaman's above ground fight scenes.
I will show you some Black Widow clips later, but stuff to get angry about that is
more
actually
angry,
anime
more
related.
Angry anime things.
Let's get angry at anime things.
No, it's fine. We can't get, because it's the final reason to get angry.
Okay, I want you guys to know that when I saw this announcement, I
saw this less than a minute from when it was tweeted.
Oh no, I saw it. When you tweeted it, you retweeted it, I had already seen it, and I was already angry. I called my mom.
I fucking woke up and chose
because
violence.
I needed to vent. I was so angry. I sat there and I called her and I was like, okay, so I have a question. If someone says this is the final season, you would expect it to end, right? She goes, yeah. I go, okay. So when they tell you at the end of what is supposed to be the final season that JK, LOL, no, there's a second part coming, and it's still titled Final Season, how do you feel? You would expect it to end after that one, right? She goes, yeah. I go, okay, so then why the fuck am I getting a third part of Attack on Titan for what is probably 5 episodes max of content?
Listen, here's the thing, and I said this earlier today on Twitter, right? If they called this season 4, no one would have given a shit. Everyone would have been like, nice, Attack on Titan is here. And if they were like, we're doing season 4, it will be our last season, but we need to do 2 parts of it, nobody would have given a shit. Or 2 literally parts and people. Then waited longer. And if they had announced this, they could have even turned the end part into a goddamn movie for all I cared. But they just need to tell us that instead of leading us along with this goddamn carrot on a stick.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. And this is... You remember when we were sitting in the hot tub at my wedding?
It was really weird that they were doing their vows in the hot tub, but continue.
No, so after the wedding, we were sitting, or the night before, one of the two, I don't fucking remember. It's my wedding, it's all a blur. Point being is, we're all sitting here, me, Nate, Jada, my friend, my best friend Jason, all of us were like,
I was the only one not in this, and that's because
you crashed, you were out.
No. Jada had my swimsuit all weekend.
Oh,
it was in his bag because he had borrowed it the previous time he was at the house.
Anyway, yes, great.
And just forgot to give
hilarious
it back to me.
Also, hilarious to me that we're sitting here in this hot tub going, oh yeah, what's the final, like they don't have enough content for the final part of Attack on Titan. Like they don't have enough time.
I almost walked away.
And we were all literally sitting there. We were like, yeah, they're probably going to do another season or have to do a movie because there is no freaking way they speed through this in this amount of episodes. And it was a joke. We were laughing. We were like, oh yeah, that'd be funny. Ha 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 ha. It'll probably be a movie if anything. And I would have accepted a movie. I really would have. If they said final season and then said, here's the last 5 episodes in a 2.5 hour movie, I would have been like, understandable. Makes sense. I don't necessarily like it, but I probably wouldn't have been like, I'm boycotting the rest of Attack on Titan. Fuck this entire series. Goodbye. Whoever says it's the greatest anime of all time is just all of mid and leave it to die. Because that's what I did.
I was anyone that tries and tells me from this point on that Attack on Titan is in fact one of the greatest anime of all time can lick my taint.
It has never been one of the greatest anime of all time. That's the thing.
No.
It was It had a very,
Great
very
soundtrack.
strong season 1. It had a
Great soundtrack.
Soundtrack is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
I would never diss that.
No.
But,
soundtrack, the god tier of all soundtracks. Continue.
Season 1, absolutely fantastic. Blew everyone away, shook people's expectations, and left everybody wanting more with an incredible cliffhanger. They waited way too long to pick up on the hype and dropped a subpar season because it was based entirely in world building. Granted, they kind of rushed it by putting the first season out when they barely had enough content for it.
Yeah.
But then second season came out, they go through it, and they're able to push through CG horses and world building for about 12 weeks, and then leave you with even bigger cliffhangers, with even bigger question marks that excite you for season 3. Season 3 comes, and it is mid. It's okay. It does a lot of really, really good over-the-top things that blew you away, but then it also does stuff like CG Colossal Titan. And we have to remember the good and the bad in there. Then Wit decided that it wasn't worth...
And then season 3 part 2 slapped. I will say that. Season 3 part 2 slapped.
But so, like, even...
But then continue.
I honestly don't even remember.
Yeah,
like,
season 3 part 2
that's the thing. Like,
really
I'm just so blinded by the fucking rage of what's happening now, which is Wit decided they didn't want to do it anymore. Mappa stepped up. Mappa was asked way too much of them in way too short of a time. Put out season 4 part 1, which they didn't call part 1. They called it the final season for some reason. Then they put that out, everybody watches it, and they're like, okay, this part's fine. I'm really glad that we're getting this content, but like it feels really disconnected and weird, especially since half the style has completely changed. And then everybody's blowing up like, wait, there's not going to be enough content for the end of the season, even though they added extra episodes to it. And then they drop you with, surprise, fuck you, wait another year.
Go ahead, Tim. I can feel the rage simmering from that glare and that stash.
I had such high hopes for season 4. As someone who, at the time, was reading the manga, was current, and knew what Mappa could do. And then we saw the first episode, and I was like, okay. And then we were like halfway through, and I was realizing, oh no. Oh no. And then we got to the end, and then we waited a year. And we just finished that year-long wait to get fucking baited again.
Attack on Titan fans looking like clowns
here's the
right
thing
now.
Is, if they had done exactly what they had done for the previous part of the season, they would have had enough. They would have had enough episodes. They would have been able to do the whole thing in 2 parts. And you know what? I would have still been angry that it took 32 episodes, but I would have understood. And I would have been calmly going 4 weeks from now going, we're there. We finished it. We're at the end. Attack on Titan got to live its life. And while it wasn't always pretty, it did its job. Now I'm sitting here like, I saw the fucking tweet on what was it, Friday? On April Fool's Day with the exact text that Crunchy had put out. On Sunday, that, oh, by the way, we're announcing part 3. The exact text for that announcement had been either leaked or someone just figured it out. And they tweeted the exact same thing. And I was like, okay, this is a good joke. Because I didn't stay caught up with Attack on Titan this season because I just couldn't be bothered. Just couldn't.
It's a great joke even, but I'm gonna need you to stop.
Yeah, I was like, hilarious fucking joke. Please stop now.
Do you know what? You know what we used to call 2 sections of 12 episodes split by a year apart?
2 seasons.
2 different goddamn seasons, Tim! And here we are.
With what is probably going to be
a 32
episode season 3 or season 4 across 3 years. Yeah.
And it's not even that much. It's like, I would have rather they delay it until fucking summer and then release the whole season. We just don't need more goddamn parts. I don't want to tell my kids about the Legend of Attack on Titan, the final season, the final arc, part 3, part 4, part 8. Ah!
We're about to have more
Joke's
season
on
final
you, Nate. You're
season
not having
parts.
kids.
God, they're fucking
We're about to
naming
have
this season
more-
like I named my final projects in school.
No.
How I name my files for projects.
Nate, they're gonna have more final season parts than our JoJo's current seasons.
Oh fuck! Please don't speak that joke into. Please don't speak that joke into reality.
Roundabout starts playing in the background. I am fucking, if you can't tell, I've already lost my goddamn mind because of this. Like, I am yelling so loud. We have neighbors, guys. We have people that live adjacent to and underneath us. And I'm sure that they can also feel my rage.
The downstairs neighbors are weebs. Kind of.
Do you think,
Sort of weebs.
do you think if I run downstairs with a microphone, I'm like, hey guys, how do you feel about Attack on Titan, the final season, the final arc?
Honestly,
Thank you.
Honestly,
It'd be a good bit, but I'm not.
Ruben might have a very deep philosophical answer that ends in rage, and that'd be hilarious. So, it's fine. Anyway,
I look in chat and I can't see Comfy's mind because he's already lost it. Yeah, I don't.
So,
if you can't tell, I'm a little
tight.
peeved.
I'm a little peeved. You know, now that we're all sitting down and we've gotten that rambunctiousness out of the way, and we can talk about a civilized. We can talk about this civilized
story.
I have a civilized question for you two.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a show, right?
Yeah.
That I want to make.
Okay.
And you two, I need you two to be my marketing managers, my marketing coordinators. Got it?
I got you, Doug.
Okay, so this show, millions of people fucking read my comic. Like crazy amounts of people read my comic.
I hear you.
It's massive. I don't want to go live action with it. I kind of really want to stick to the cartoon style, 1-to-1 with it, you know, really get it going. I have enough for about 80 episodes. And that's the whole story start to finish. I'm not adding anything else. We don't have any prequels, sequels. Maybe you can make a spin-off movie in the middle there if you want to make some extra dough. I'll sell you the rights for it, but you know, I'm not really all up on that. But so here's my plan, okay? We'll have a 25 episode season.
Okay.
And then we're going to wait 4 years. And then we're going to release a 12 episode season.
Okay.
Are you with me right now?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So this is where I've lost a lot of other marketers. They tell me that waiting 4 years is a bad idea.
No. See, you have to understand. Like, you don't have the content yet. Like,
shouldn't I just wait on releasing the first ones a couple years? That's what the other marketing coordinators
of course
would
not.
say.
You got to capitalize on the manga that's currently being sold.
Capitalize on it currently with no future marketing plan. Got it.
No, absolutely, because you don't know if it's actually going to blow up. It's fine.
Yeah, cool. So we've got 37 episodes out the door right now. We're 4 years down the line. I want to wait on another year or so. Then we can throw in the next 12. Hit up 49. We got 31 episodes left. We got 3 seasons in the pocket. 2 of them a little bit shorter. I think fans might notice, but they won't notice when I make the last season even longer. A 31 episode season, guys. Okay, wait, so you ready for this? We're going to have the final season. It's going to be massive. Everybody's going to know there's a lot going on. It's going to be a big season, and we're only going to release half of it.
Okay. That's fine. No, we're just going to create artificial scarcity. It's fine. Everybody's going to be hungering for more Attack on Titan.
Exactly. We'll only release half of it, and then, right? We have another 15 episodes at the end of that. We have 15 episodes after those 16. I've done the math. I've done this very well. But you know what? We're only going to put out 10 of them. We'll leave them waiting for more. We'll keep our name in the news cycle for another year. It's marketing genius.
Okay, I'm done now. I can't.
Seems good.
I want to fucking die, guys.
I want you to know you played that so well. It was really great.
Thanks for playing with me. I'm going to be honest. I pulled a random number out of the air and it lined up so well.
It was beautiful. Thank you.
Anyway,
I
want to talk about happier things.
We'll talk about happier things. Okay.
Happy things. I want to talk about Unordinary because we've made it.
Okay.
Except it's not really happy. It's just less infuriating.
That's a loaded prompt right there.
Yeah.
No, a loaded prompt would be how angry are you about Attack on Titan, the final season, part 4, part 8, part 3, the final arc, part 1.
Okay, that makes me want to.
I'm just going to keep adding numbers.
No, it's
just
fine.
go bury my head in
stop.
concrete.
So here's what I have to say, and just I'm going to go through the webtoons that I am currently current with.
Okay.
Weak Hero.
Yes.
Unordinary.
Yes.
Okay.
Doombreaker.
Yes.
Tower of God.
Yes.
Yes.
Hardcore Leveling Warrior.
No.
No.
I know neither of you. God of High School.
Yes.
Omniscient Reader.
Yes.
We're both beyond
Lore
caught up
Olympus,
with
which is
Omniscient
on
Reader.
break. Lore Olympus is on break, but it's fine. And I have not finished Dice Smile. But that's the big stuff.
I started reading the light novel for Omniscient Reader.
Tim, listen, I got hit with I am at the point where I have to only read one episode of Dice a day, and I hate it.
Okay, Paul, here's the thing is, I told you to start reading Dice before it finished, because I knew that was happening. I knew it was going to Daily Pass.
Because they do that when they finish.
Correct. If something is popular enough that it was selling enough Fast Pass, which Dice was selling like 8,000 Fast Pass a week. It goes to Daily Pass after. When TOG finally finishes, it will be a Daily Pass thing. And when I have to go back and reread the first 300 episodes with fucking Daily Pass, I will end myself.
How many per day? Just one?
One.
Oh, no. I know Noblesse does 50.
Yeah, Noblesse does 50, but TOG will probably be like one.
Yeah.
It might be 50 for a little bit, but it will be one.
I feel like TOG will probably end up 10 to 20 maybe.
We'll see. Anyway, point being, Unordinary. Unless you guys want to talk about
I like Unordinary. I think
Hero.
Unordinary is in a really interesting place compared to where we last talked about it with you.
Yeah,
Correct.
so where do we want to start?
Give me a sec. I'm pulling up Unordinary so that we can talk about it.
John just did John things and is now relating to Blake.
Yeah, so John was told not to go on a trip to
Rowden.
Rowden.
I always forget the fake.
Yep, it's
the
Rowden
fake name.
Amusement Park. Yep.
He was told not to go to Rowden. He did. He was asked to leave them alone. He didn't. He talked to Serafina. She said, "God damn it, I kind of brought this on myself. You can come hang out with us, but just be quiet and shut up and leave us alone."
Well, to be fair,
just be a good boy. Do the least. Literally do the least.
Arlo had accidentally spoiled something to John, and was like, "So this is what's actually happening," because she won't tell you. And John was like, "Well, fuck that. I don't really want that to like her deal with it herself because her ability isn't fully back, and that's problematic as it is."
All of their credits, it was definitely best for John to be there.
Oh, absolutely,
100%.
And
totally
Arlo was the one who told him that. Like,
Yes.
because
And side note,
John's like
Arlo.
line of questioning was, why? It's like, why do you like? Do you genuinely think that it would be better if I was there? And Arlo was like, I'm not saying no.
I don't want to say yes because
exactly.
It irks me that I have to, so I'm not going to say it. I won't say the 3-letter word, but what I will say is that if you're there, it's probably better.
Anyway, so the point being is it wasn't just John being all like wild child, whatever. It was John going, "Arlo, I swear to God, tell me if you need my help, I will be there." And Arlo going, "I can't say yes for legal reasons, but..."
Legal reasons
This is
being
not-
Sarah
This is not legal advice.
very much so asked him not
Not
to.
legal advice, but...
But off the record, you should fucking come. Please, I'm begging.
And then when he's there, Arlo's like, yes, but also fuck, because I don't know how to deal with this now. And Sarah's like, all right, come here, both of you, and like grabs them by the ears and it's like, all right, you sons of bitches, I swear to God. And then once she calms down, she's like, honestly, this is probably for the best, actually.
Yeah.
So let's just see how it goes.
And then to be fair, for anybody who's not following, Spectre's an organization doing shit, and we'll just leave it at that.
They're the
If you
bad
want to catch
people.
up on shit.
They're like moderately bad people.
They're not really bad. They're moderately bad.
So there
are factions that are bad, and then there's the other factions that are
we were
good.
told that they are allegedly bad, and then we were told that Sarah's sister is working for them, but she's working for a part of them that's not entirely bad, and the owners split up into different factions, and some of them are a bunch of assholes and started wanting to make money and all that, and they're the bad guys, and then the people who stayed true to the actual vision are where Sarah's sister is.
Well, and it also
they're
doesn't
the
hurt
good guys.
they're fighting the authorities, which everybody thinks are good, but are actually bad.
Because the authorities aren't there for justice. Their version of justice is keeping the status quo, which is people with lower power levels suck. People with higher power levels can rule over the people with lower power levels. And that's just pretty much the world that they live in.
Yes. Anyway,
yes, the authorities. You mean the police state.
Oh, Lord.
Literally, yes.
Anyway, point being, all of this occurs. And then all of a sudden, like good buds, Blake and John accidentally get into a fight with the kings and queens of Rowden and absolutely dumpster them.
I love this fight too, because it starts with Blake walks up and is like, listen. And
y'all are being fuckheads.
And John is there. Blake is like, shut the fuck up. Leave these people alone. And they're like, oh, you don't know who we are. We're the kings and queens of Rowden. And
we're the royals.
And Blake is like, okay, I will fight one of you one-on-one. Let's go. We'll compete. Winner stays, loser leaves. And they're all like, yeah, we can do that. They send their king out, fights Blake, loses.
And by the way, it's not even close. Like I want people to think about this, because this is a very important note here. It's not even close. Blake destroys this kid. Partially because, as we know, he's had all his vigilante training and grew up and actually learned how to do shit. Because
he's also the technical king of Wellston at this point in time.
He's the king of Wellston as well now.
Yeah, he is in fact the king.
Because Arlo resigned and John resigned.
Exactly. It's the same way
that
people
are actually strongest at Wellston. But he is in fact the king currently.
Anyway, point being is all this happens, and then they're like, oh, that's not cool. So all four of them gang up on him with a healer. And so John just comes back and is like, I'm playing chess master. I can't fight, because if I do, I'm going to go berserk. So do it, Blake.
John played as Shiro from Log Horizon.
Yeah,
is exactly 100%. What he did. He just sat there and he's like, this guy's abilities can do this, this, and this. If you do this, he can't stop you. This guy's abilities, that. Watch for behind you. He's coming in and like giving all of the information. The Royals are like, well, that guy's clearly a support. So if we go kill him, he can't help this guy. They all run at John, but John...
Blake saves him.
Blake did save him and told John to get his head out of his ass. John then activates all of their abilities, puts them into fucking comas, and then the security shows up and is like, hey, we got to talk to you guys.
Well, to be fair, I would like to point out
what the fuck just happened. Please,
two specific things. John has we used to call it, like, it's not even a power trip, because he has this like, y'all are actually assholes. He's like, I once was an asshole, so I get it, but y'all are actually assholes. You don't deserve to do what you just did to all these people and the person that I'm actually trying to be cool with, because like I actually care for him, even though I was a douchebag before. And so he just kind of flips the little switch that he didn't want to switch, and then can't turn it off. And so Arlo shows up, and his big bud brother stops him, and then John's like, well, shit, I did it again. Fuck. You know, and he's all Sarah upset about himself. And Sarah and Arlo were like, so what you did wasn't bad. I get that you lost control, but it wasn't bad. I
love so much the moment afterwards that John has with Blake.
Yeah.
Where like Blake is sitting there and he's like in his own head, and he's like, I can't believe I had to fight all those people. I can't believe John was like just sitting there not helping me. Like, what the fuck is wrong with him? And he looks at him, and John is visibly shaking. Like, he is shook from what just happened, because he is upset with himself for flipping out on people, because that's what he's trying to stop. And there was a very real conversation that John had with Blake too earlier about like we're doing everything you asked us to do. Why can't you just leave us alone? Like, we're not trying to be your enemies, John. Like, what do you want from us? And John's like, no, you're right. I was an asshole. You're doing exactly what I wanted you to do, and I was so mad that you were doing it when it wasn't benefiting me, and only when it was benefiting you that I lost sight of the whole picture. And that's my problem, and I'm moving on from that.
And to go to a specific point that John makes, he's like, it's not even necessarily that you guys were doing what I originally wanted. It's that you guys were doing what I'd originally said only after it'd been shown that you weren't the top of the pecking order. He was like, and that was my problem. I was an asshole. Like, I don't want to be that anymore. And to be fair, like, and this is what I think is so beautiful about Unordinary and its like global picture, is like John had every right to be that upset about the thing that occurred that way the entire time. Like, he is absolutely allowed to be, as a human being in this society who went through the experiences that he did, be like, oh, you really only actually respect the fact that that was a good idea when you're not the top of the pecking order. Now, of course, they weren't doing it because of that after the fact, but from John's perception, that's what it was.
And I love that, like, during that time period as well, going back to that point in time, when they were all fully aware of everything that was going on, they had gone to John and said, we are doing this, like we are sorry. We are doing this because you were right. And they were completely honest the entire time. But then it shows John's perspective, and he has so much trouble taking all of this seriously because these were people who had bullied him relentlessly. Like, you need to remember that Arlo had literally taken him out to a beach and beat him half to death because he was texting a girl that Arlo didn't want him to talk to. Like,
and because he believed he was hiding something that was something else, but that doesn't excuse it. I'm just adding on to the list.
Like, the big reason that Arlo did that was to shut him off from Seraphina. Like, he even says that. He's like, I did that to shut you off from her because like, obviously his perspective was that Sarah was a higher tier than him and they shouldn't be talking and all that shit. And like, he was distracting her and all that fun stuff.
And to be fair,
okay. So back to positive Unordinary news. Let's talk about the fact that, one, John and Seraphina finally have open communication for the first time in what seems like a year of our lives.
Probably like 100 chapters.
Maybe 2 years. Ever since John left for New Boston, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Before that,
ever since Arlo
he
beat
became
him
Joker.
up.
Yeah, since Arlo did that.
Ever since Arlo. Yes.
Actually, no, they had some open communication when Sarah lost her ability.
And but that was
like, and even then, that was before John had like actively come out to Sarah that he had an ability and that he was in fact kind of busted.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we really haven't gotten open communication between those two in forever.
That's been a long time.
Him and Arlo have had more open communication than him and Sarah.
Yeah, I mean, that's because Sarah's talking to Arlo about everything because she's like, if I tell John about this, then he'll get involved. And I can't let him get involved because they want him. And they want his powers because his power is to steal powers. You know?
Yeah, John's ability is what every super in that fucking universe would die to have. The ability to just yoink other people's, because it's I can do what you can, but I can do it better.
I'm you but better.
Yeah.
I'm you from the future.
Anything he steals, he just gets to amplify. And it doesn't help that he's a 7.1, which is like incredibly powerful. And if you look at his stat line, it's crazy. It's gross. His stat line is crazy.
I would like to point out too, the other thing though is like, I think Seraphine mentions it, and John mentions it also about Seraphine in like reverse. It's not something you can just do. Like he's done that because he's had years of training, like, and practicing. Like, same way Seraphine's time bullshit.
Yeah.
Like you can't, John couldn't theoretically pick up his ability and do it. Much like he can't pick up Seraphine's ability and do it. So like, it's an even wilder thing. And that's, I think, as we've mentioned originally, that's why the authorities wanted to keep him where he was, like in that structure. Because they were like, nope, this one gets too big. Big fish, bad fish.
I think we had discussed that before. I think at least Tim and I had a conversation of who would win in a fight, John or Seraphina. And the answer was Seraphina wins every single time, because regardless of John stealing her power, the manipulation of time is such a weird fucking thing. She has way too much practice. She's way too much training in it and knowledge of how her power works to be able to lose to him. Now, something like Blake's, much easier to control, shooting lasers out, because John took that and was like, I have more power than him. I can do weird stuff that I've thought of watching his power that he doesn't know he could do, and then does.
Yeah. But which I think is also the wildest thing ever, mostly because it sets up like this weird, perfect training arc like for everybody but John.
Well, it was great because he picks it up and then he did like the first thing he did was the finger blasts with the lasers.
Yeah.
And then Blake was like, wait, I can do that?
That's an option?
And then he went on his entire vigilante
Or the
mission.
movement thing. Like he'd just been like using it.
No,
but
Blake
like
did
now
the
he
movement.
like knows it. Not with the
With
I
the
guess
lasers.
it's part of the additional
super like finite movements with it.
Yeah.
He wasn't
Like I was talking about, like you
using
remember
it as
when he
finesse movement, he was using it purely
Oh,
for
yeah, yeah.
acceleration.
Yeah, I was talking
Whereas
about like
John
for example,
was like, "Oh, I can use this to manipulate my in-air movement."
Yeah, like dodging left and right and stuff.
well, and then using it like as one hand in front of him, like a repulsor, to do like the back spin with the elbow that he
Yeah.
did in the last like thing in that fight. Like he wasn't
Someone's
doing
been
that
watching a lot of Iron Man.
yet, right?
Yeah,
The point is,
just
like, it's really cool.
turning your backhand into a bullet. Like that's what that does.
Damn.
It just turns your knuckles
Never mind,
into.
I can't make that joke.
We all went there. We were about to.
I'm not allowed.
Well,
The Oscars were fun, y'all.
we are rocking and rolling to another topic. That's as close as we will get to that.
Absolutely.
That was bad, Nate.
You
was
dare
real bad.
approach my wife's name with your mouth?
Okay, so to continue, what was the one big thing that we wanted?
So
to
the guy puts glass in his sandals.
no. There's another fun thing that we're going to talk about. Oh, that's right. The beautiful Egyptian show that came out.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. The
'Cause
guy
I didn't
puts
watch any of
glass
it, so
in
I'm
his
gonna let you guys-
sandals.
I'm gonna let y'all do this because I haven't seen it and I don't want to get spoiled. So feel free to
Paul, I'm gonna spoil
yell
the
at me.
first scene for you, okay? The guy puts glass in his sandals. It was just funny because I said that and then you brought up that we were gonna do Moon Knight.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that's what it was because I haven't seen it, so it's fine. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna take my headphones out and somebody.
No, Paul, stay.
We can do this relatively spoiler
This
free.
is actually anime adjacent. They do discuss anime at one point in the episode, kind of. For those of you who have watched Moon Knight, you know what I'm talking about, and it's very good. If anybody doesn't know how excited I have been for Moon Knight over the past 2.5 years since it was announced, I have been very, very, very excited. Moon Knight is one of my favorite heroes, probably my favorite hero, definitely my favorite hero. And
Dracula, where's my fucking money?
I love the fake panels with him so much because he's a weird dude already. And watching this, you will absolutely understand that he is a weird dude. Holy shit. The way they did action
Oscar
sequences in the first episode.
Yeah.
Genius. I felt like I was skipping video game cutscenes and just asking myself what the fuck is going on.
Yes, my favorite.
It was so well done in almost every single way. I absolutely love it. Khonshu, man. Khonshu makes me so happy.
Really?
Well, oh yeah. So
Just
do you know
give
who
the body
Khonshu
back to
is?
Mark.
No.
Khonshu is the Egyptian god of the moon.
Oh.
Moon Knight makes canonically in the comics, Mark Spector is left for dead in Egypt by Rahul Bushman, who is a mercenary that Mark works for. Mark then makes a deal with Khonshu, the Egyptian god of the moon, to be his avatar and to fight on his behalf. And he runs around fighting mythological creatures and monsters and stuff. And he also helps out Spider-Man in New York sometimes.
Yep.
Because he's supposed to be in New York. This one takes place in London, of all places. Which is very interesting.
Probably for MCU reasons. Continue.
Probably for MCU reasons. One of the things that people have talked about previously is the buildup of Midnight Suns possibly happening, including Blade and the Black Knight, also possibly Daredevil, and
Most of
side
those
characters.
are semi-confirmed, or if not confirmed already. So
we know that Charlie Cox is coming back as Daredevil in some capacity, and we have
Mahershala Ali is Blade.
What?
Mahershala Ali, I believe is his name.
Oh yeah, he's playing Blade. He's already portrayed him.
Yep.
He was in the Eternals post-credit scene with the Black Knight in London.
Yes.
Which is one of the reasons why people think that's why Moon Knight is taking place in London, so that they can more easily set that up and be like, these characters are here, or Blade can literally walk up to him at the end of the season. But interestingly enough, Oscar Isaac does not have a contract for any more MCU stuff.
Interesting.
He specifically made a contract for one thing because, quote, he heard about the golden handcuffs and didn't want to deal with them.
Interesting.
Which, yeah, that's right. Golden handcuffs is a very apt description of Chris Evans signing on for 7 movies. You know, like, he made a lot of money and was the face of one of the biggest franchises in the world, but he had to keep up and had to keep making those movies. Like, that's a lot of work, a lot of time.
And you have to keep in shape.
That's the biggest thing. Like,
do you know how hard this is the other thing that some people don't actually know enough about fitness to realize how hard it is to stay in that kind of shape.
Fitness dick in your mouth.
I knew it was coming.
I was about to make a really I'm too kind for my own good.
I'm sorry. Candace put me up to that.
Mostly just because I was about to make a size joke and it was going to be real rude, so it's fine.
Were you really?
Oh yeah. You said it and I was about to make a really bad size joke and I was like, that'd be really rude. I'm not going to do that.
So it's okay. I don't like it when people make fun of me for having a really, really large penis like that. I prefer when people aptly name it at, like 2 to 3 inches.
No, I get it. It's millimeter Peter for a reason.
Yeah. Half-minute hero.
Anyway, point being, Egypt and London now.
Yeah, so it's taking place in London. It's the entirety of the first episode is so incredibly good on every single front. The comedy, the story, the portrayal of dissociative identity disorder as well. I'm probably going to rewatch it tonight now that I think about it. But the first scene in Moon Knight is a man putting glass in his shoes.
Yeah.
And it is the most unsettling thing I think I have watched this year.
Really?
Well, yeah, because this is literally just the first opening scene of Moon Knight. Is not spoiling anything. It's Ethan Hawke, his character, methodically sitting down, getting a glass cup out, pouring himself a shot, drinking it, covering the glass in a towel, smashing it, putting the glass into his sandals, putting on the sandals, and then walking away with the little glass crunch every time he steps.
That's painful.
Yeah, it's a very slow and methodical shot, and it is, wow. But on the bright side, Steven, he's a vegetarian. He knows how he likes his steak.
Alive.
How would you like your steak? Yes, please. The best one. Very good, please. Yes, thank you. Like and it's very interesting to see everything that they're doing with this character so far. The outfit looks amazing. Everything that they've done so far makes me very, very happy. Khonshu is fucking terrifying.
Perfect. That's how Khonshu should be.
And also my favorite character in any MCU property so far.
Like, it's so highly rated.
Also
it's
fair.
What, a 9.1 on first episode?
9.1 with review bombing.
It's ridiculous.
That's quality.
I'll take it. Listen,
I'm probably going to watch it this weekend.
Yeah, you'll have 2 episodes to watch this weekend too, which will be good because just having 1 episode right now, my friend told me not to watch it.
Really?
Like, I asked my friend, I was like, hey, I might not get to watch Moon Knight tonight, but you've seen it, right? And he's like, yeah. I was like, what's your opinion on it? And he's like, I asked him, I was like, ask me, a fan of the comics who's been waiting for this series 2.5 years, like, why should I not watch this the first night that it's available? And he just stops and he goes, because you'll be mad that there's not more.
Valid.
And I was like, damn. And then he was absolutely right. If I'm honest, Moon Knight, it blew my socks off. I'm sitting here sockless and barefoot right now. I haven't been able to find my socks since Wednesday.
absolutely
Tim, can you
toes
confirm?
free in the wind.
So no socks? No socks Moon Night party? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm not going to show my feet on stream.
No. I was asking if Tim was confirming that it was knock your socks off, but that's fine.
Oh, it absolutely was.
Okay.
The only reason I have managed to put on socks the last 2 days is because I need to wear shoes
Valid.
to drive.
That's very valid.
That's it. That's it.
That's valid. I'm just getting tired, guys.
Yeah, you're getting tired thinking we should start wrapping this up?
Yeah, let's wrap this up because
All right.
we still got to talk about a super dope spoiler casty episode of One Piece.
Yes, there's going to be a One Piece spoiler cast.
Talking
for
about about chapter 1044 and 1045.
For our Patreon friends. I will not be a part of that because I am not caught up with One Piece. But you know what I do have?
A light novel?
Oh boy, I have a weird one.
He's coming.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Please don't say that in front of this.
Okay, so we found the hentai one.
It's
Got
in
it.
great
Comic timing, right, Tim? High five.
sister. It's involving the little sister.
Oh,
no,
never mind. Never mind. I take back everything I just said.
I like that. It's two
said it 'cause
complete
it was-
sides, and there's no in between. It is just pure hentai, or it's got a child in it, and it's like
The only reason I said it is because it's in reference to One Piece, and it was a great One Piece reference.
you're right. You're right. It is. But like,
Oh boy, he is in fact arriving.
It just reminds me. Yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit.
oh lord.
Oh lord.
5 years since I graduated from high school. And within those years, at the same time, I was confined by my younger sister. But it all ended when I ran away and died being hit by a truck. At last, I'm free from my devil-like sister.
Oh no.
Well, that's what I thought. But my sister was reincarnated with me at the same time, in the same world. But this time, I'll escape my sister's clutches and live my life in a different world freely with the strongest weapon and class I received from God. And then there's a sub-reader thing that says, geez, Oni-san, cheating on me is unforgivable, you know, uwu. In this week's light novel, do you think you can run after reincarnating, Nissan?
This is horrifying.
It's a yandere sister.
Sometimes Tim, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
There's light novel titles that you just sit there, and it's not even that like your brain goes anywhere, because it's straight horror, and like I don't know if I want to like relive these last 30-45 seconds so they didn't exist, or if it should just be erased from existence.
Okay, so hear me out.
Yeah.
This is probably a light novel that not only should it have never existed, any memories of it anywhere on the planet should be wiped. So
we're just gonna Doctor Strange this. We're just gonna Doctor Strange this.
There's a
right?
whole category of these, and like now, mind you, our regular listeners know that I am like the most open of the three of us to absolutely ecchi and lewd content. But even there, there are still things that I will not touch. Like, you started to read this fucking synopsis, and I go, okay, so here's one that absolutely will never be opened.
This is not one you want to look at. You should never open this. I want you to know that the number one recommendation is recently I broke up with my girlfriend because she was cold, but she became yandere. It's the number one recommendation. That's where we're at. So,
see, here's the thing: is that one sounds more enticing
than the horror psychological.
Than the cis, like the Brocon yandere sister trying to still murder you for running away.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. That was better than a lot of the other options that I almost pulled.
Oh no!
God damn it!
You know what, guys? You can check us out next week on episode 80 of the Studio Blank podcast. This has been episode 79. You can catch me, I Love Mondays, and Paul at Twitter, I_love_Mondays, MUNDOIS. You can catch Tim on Twitter and TikTok and Instagram at Syndaxatrix, SYNDAXATRIX. And
you can
Nate,
also catch me on Twitch at that name
that's right,
too. That's cool. Thank you.
That's right. Yeah, all the RuneScape shit and some League occasionally, right? Yep, all that stuff. Nate, I'm not gonna. I don't want to say yours just because you have a fun way of saying it because you're the same thing on all the different places. So where do they find you?
You say it like I have like a regular way of saying things, and Paul, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just say random shit. Like you can find me at twitch.tv/Comfamous, Instagram/Comfamous, Twitter.com/Comfamous, or pretty much anywhere. It's the same name everywhere. Is that what I was supposed to say? Is that the normal thing?
That's actually the normal thing. You literally say it just like that standard. Every single week.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. You said that, and I got really tripped up.
Yeah,
and you can find us all at Studio Blank Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and more.
And you can find Studio Blank, including the spoiler cast that is going to be recorded shortly after this, at patreon.com/Studio Blank. Also, you will not see me next week. Haha, joke's on you, idiots. I'm gone.
Yeah, we missed Paul for 2 weeks. Now we're gonna miss Tim for a week, and then I'm gonna just disappear because of tax fraud. Yeah,
just like Demon Slayer. Bye.